Okay, so in continuation, we are now in this topic, objective of the study. So what is objective or research objectives? So based on my research objective serves as the guidepost, no? So ito yung magsisilbing guide post natin to focus dun sa mga project goals natin or yung gustong nating gawin dun sa research natin, no? They drive the data collection, analysis, and system development and evaluation. So, lahat ng mga ilalagay natin sa ating research objectives, no, ay will be explained, no, during dun sa ating chapter 4, which is results and discussion. So, mapansin nyo dito, based on this definition, research objectives drive the data collection, no? Ano yung mga i-collect natin ng mga data, what are ano yung mga i-analyze natin ng mga data, ano yung magiging focus ng development natin, what platform, something like that. And also yung pag-i-evaluate natin dun sa system, because sa IT capstone we have development, ano. So meron tayong mga ginagawa na evaluation ng mga system na dinidevelop natin. So we adapt yung mga existing evaluation tool like ISO 25010, ano, for software quality assurance, something like that. So sabi nga dito, a well-defined objective ensures that the research and system development aligned with the intended outcomes. So in short, para hindi tayo malito o makapag-set tayo ng borderline sa mga gagawin natin sa topic na meron tayo, we are putting our objectives, no, iniisa-isa natin yan, linalagay natin. So dito yung section na kung saan sinasabi natin sa mga reader natin that ito yung mga gagawin natin, no, sa ating study. So ano ba yung mga steps sa pag-write ng research objectives natin for IT capstone project? By the way, no, there's a lot of research objectives, but this one is focused on IT capstone project. Kung babalikan natin, we already identified the major focus of our project. Sa title pa lang, makikita na natin what are the problem, no? And ano yung solution na ibibigay natin for that problem. And then, sa part ng ating introduction, kung yung babalikan, we have already discussed there the significance of this study, the significance of this software na gusto nating i-develop for our end user. So, dito makikita natin the first step we already covered na, no, dun sa discussion natin ng how to create your title and also the introduction. Part noon is yung na-identify natin the problem statement, what issue does your system aim to solve, di ba? Pinakita natin doon. We have also here the project significance, anong benefits, ano ang magiging impact nito, magiging tulong nito sa mga end user natin, sa mga organization or in our community, something like that. We have also here the technology use, what platform, what technologies or platform ang ating gagamitin o i-utilize. So ine-emphasize natin sa title pa lang that we have a web-based o kaya naman mobile app, AI, IoT. Again, dahil ito ay IT capstone, hindi ito katulad sa ibang mga research, no, na kung saan hindi ini-include yung platform. Sa atin, it is important because nasa area tayo or sa context tayo ng development side. Hindi lang tayo basta nagdo-document for our research, but we also document the development side ng ating system. Okay? And then, using our related studies, yung synthesis na ginawa natin, yung 5 related studies or more, hindi lang 5, of course, kung merong marami, mas okay. We identify yung inefficiency o yung limitation ng mga current solution na yon. Ano ba yung mga lacking? Ano ba yung mga hindi nila nagawa? Na pwede nating ilagay dito. Magiging highlight siya sa pagkikreate natin ng objectives. So, to continue, ano yung pangalawang step? So, break down the major focus into research objectives. So, actually, in our documentation, no, sa IT Capstone project, we have two parts ng um, objectives of the study. So, we have general objective and specific objectives. So, yung una dyan is, sabi dito, this broadly states what the project aims to achieve. So, in a general sense, isasabihin lang natin dito ito yung mga gagawin natin, in general sense. And then, we have here the specific objective. We will break it down, we usually usually follow the SMART, specific, measurable siya, ayan, time bound, ayan. So yun yung mga pwede nating i-apply dito sa specific objectives natin para mas maging malinaw dun sa reader natin na magigets na nila, kung ano yung mga gagawin natin sa ating research. So, these are more detailed, measurable objectives that describe how the general objective will be accomplished. So, make sure na yung ating specific objectives is naka-anchor sa ating general objectives. So, dun natin dapat ito i-anchor, So, yun. Kung paano natin ma-achieve itong ating general objectives. So, mamaya magpapakita ako ng mga example. Next step we have is use the SMART format to write research objectives. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, to ensure yung clarity, yung feasibility niya, structure the research objective using the SMART criteria. So, ano ba yung S natin sa SMART? Specific. Clearly define what the system will achieve, So, kailangan na define natin, na clearly stated dun sa ating mga objectives kung ano ba yung nagagawa ng system natin. Then, measurable, ensure that objective can be quantified, So, nakalagay yan. We include kung sino-sino lang ang pwedeng gumamit yung sa scope niya, So, measurable. Achievable, make sure the project is feasible within the given time and resources. So, syempre, ilalagay mo dun sa objectives mo yung mga na-research lang natin na current technology na pwede natin gamitin, mga APIs na pwede ninyong gamitin, And then relevant, align objectives with the project goals. So, make sure na lagi po nating ini-include, ina-align yung mga objectives natin dun sa pinaka-goal ng ating capstone or yung project natin. And then lastly, time-based, set a timeline for achieving objectives. So, makikita natin dyan, sometimes we put yung date or yung time in a period of period ng scope ng time, something like that. So, nagsiset tayo ng timeline to achieve or for achieving yung mga objectives natin. Okay, so here's the example of research objectives for an IT capstone project. So as you can see here, meron tayong dalawang part, general objectives. So sabi natin dito, to develop an automated inventory management system for small businesses to streamline stock tracking and reduce human error. So here's the general objectives. We want to make We want to develop or make an automated, meaning to say, very minimal, no, yung human intervention natin dito sa mga system na to dahil automated na sila. Okay? For in-include dito, no, yung sakop para kanino, for small businesses. And what reason, yung significance nito, to streamline yung stock tracking and reduce human error nila. Okay? So, and then, sabi nga natin, ito yung general objectives natin. Now, yung specific objective natin ay naka-anchor dito sa ating statement ng general objectives. So, ngayon, we will, of course, to reduce yung human error, makapag-create tayo ng automated inventory management system. We want to design a user-friendly interface for monitoring real-time inventory levels. So, ito, hina-highlight nito, no, yung pagmo-monitor natin in real-time inventory levels natin. So, okay? So, again, related siya dito sa ating inventory management system. You cannot manage yung inventory natin without monitoring, no, yung ating inventory. Okay? Real-time inventory levels natin. Next, objectives na pwede natin ilagay to implement a barcode scanning feature for easy product tracking. So, one of the makikita natin dito, streamline stock tracking. So, paano ba natin ito ma-achieve? No? So, we are implementing or integrating new technology like barcode scanning, features na pwede nating i-include para mas mapadali yung product tracking natin. Okay? So, para ka lang nag-iisip ng mga solution based dito sa ating general objectives natin. Kumbaga, ito yung kabuuan na yun. Ito yung breakdown. Paano natin ito ma-achieve? Something like that. No? So, number 3, to integrate cloud-based database for secure and remote data storage. So, dahil yan ay inventory management system, implied dyan na tayo ay gagamit ng mga storage, no, to store, centralized database, to store all the in and outs, no, ng transactions natin sa ating inventory. Okay? Next, to develop a notification system that alert user about low stock level. So, ito ay additional features na kung saan kapag inabutan siya ng threshold, for example, low stock na siya, it will notify, no? Magno-notify, mag-alert yung system. Kasi nga, ayaw natin, no, na yan, yung stock tracking. Part ito ng stock tracking, itong number 4, part yan. Minomonitor natin, no, kung meron pa ba akong stock nito, kung wala na, malapit nang maubos, the system will notify me. So, ginagamit din ito for decision making. Ano? Yun naman talaga yung reason bakit tayo nagde-develop ng mga system. It helps yung mga user natin to make a decision. Dito, nakita mo na hindi mo lang siya nakita, the system also monitor the low level ng mga stocks natin, and then it will notify you. And last that I would like to emphasize here is this last objectives natin. We want to, of course, make sure na yung magagawa nating system is nag-a-adhere siya sa software quality. Okay? So, meaning to say, we are using ISO IEC 25010 to evaluate yung ating system na ginawa. So, makikita natin dito, no, to evaluate the system's performance and usability based on the ISO IEC 25010. Quality, software quality model, focusing. And then, you can include here, ano ba yung, kasi marami yung category natin under ISO. So, hindi naman lahat is applicable sa atin. Of course, dahil ang gusto natin is yung performance and usability, you will get the category ng functionality, reliability, usability niya, and efficiency. So, dito ka magbabase, no? You will create a questionnaire focusing on this category, yung functionality niya pertaining to the functionality. So that linalagay natin siya sa questionnaire, yung mga ano natin, so that ma-quantify natin siya, no? Matatranslate natin siya into numbers, malalaman natin siya, magi-gauge natin siya. Okay? So, ito yung sample natin. Now, yung pang-apat is the scope and limitation of the study. So, what is scope and limitation of the study? Based again on my research, here's the link, no, kung saan ko siya kinuha. Sabi dito, scope defines the project's boundaries. So, kumbaga, ito lang, hanggang dito lang, no? Ano yung include, ano yung mga included sa gagawin natin. And limitation naman, acknowledge constraints or weaknesses that might affect the project outcomes, which are often outside of the team's control. So, pag sinabing limitation, hindi kayo yung naglilimit, but the scenario itself, no, or yung mismong outside sa atin. Sabi nga dito, outside of the team's control, kung yan ay gumagamit tayo ng mga IoT device, isa sa mga kalaban yan is mga disaster, ano, na hindi naman natin control, no, na pwedeng maapektuhan yung maybe yung pag-gather natin ng data, pagkakandak natin ng study, and so on and so forth. So, titignan natin, no? So, scope, bakit ba ito importanteng mailagay as we document yung ating capstone natin sa mga IT, no, capstone project? Sabi nga dito, a well-defined scope ensure that the project remain focused. So, dahil ito ay boundary, so binibigyan nito ng parang ginaguide tayo nito na hanggang saan lang ba. So, you will see, no, yung mga boundaries natin, hanggang saan. Huwag kang magko-cross doon hanggat maaari para maging mag-remain focus ka, sabi nga dito, no, that ini-ensure ng scope na tayo ay mag-remain focus sa ating goal, no, at magiging manageable and achieves its intended goal. So, sa madaling salita, ang scope, binibigyan tayo ng focus, no, para hindi tayo lumampas dun sa boundary na siniset natin. Okay? So, paano ba natin ito ginagawa? So, dito, clearly state the project objectives, which is, again, in order ko to sinasabi sa inyo, no? Kasi we are done now with the objectives of the study. Now, here in the scope, it is important to have the project objectives, no? Based on your project objectives, okay, what problem are you trying to solve? So you can ask that sa inyo as a team. Ano ba yung gusto nyo i-solve? And then, you need to identify key features. What functionalities are essentials for the software to be successful? So, iyon yung mga ina-identify natin. And then, you need to determine the target audience who will be using the software. Importante yan. The scope kasi pwede yung pertaining to the people who will use yung system na ginagawa ninyo, our end user. Kapag hindi mo linagay yan, ang end users natin, magulo yan, ano? Hindi natin alam kung sino ba yung target user natin, o end user ng system natin. Specify the technology stacks. So, pertaining ito sa mga programming languages and tools will be used, no? Magfe-framework ba kayo? Yan. So, yung mga ganon na you need to identify yung mga technology stacks natin. Okay? So, what else? Sabi nga dito, scope outlines the specific features, functionalities, target audience of the software. So, sa madaling salita, sinamarize natin dito that scope outlines the specific features linalagay natin. So, for example, here, as you can see here, I specified here the target user, no, in a uh, you need to explain here, no, sabi dito, the software is designed or developed, past tense, for the students and faculty within Gatchawin Elementary School. So dito pa lang, you are now setting the boundaries, right? So para kanino lang? Ito ay para lang sa mga students and faculty. And ng ano, there's a lot of student, there's a lot of faculty, iba't ibang university na meron, iba't ibang elementary school. But here, you stated what specific school. Ayan, within. Kaya nga, ang word natin is within Gatchawin Elementary School. So, example lang ito, no, kung sila yung gagamit nung system natin. Next one, features. The system will include user registration. Okay? So, you will list here all the features ng system natin, no? Yung mga importante lang na kailangan na ipakita na ito lang yung sakop ng system natin. So we have here the user registration, course enrollment, and grade management. As you can see, general itong mga to. When we say course enrollment, general yan, no? Pag sinabing course enrollment, included dyan yung mga pagre-register, pag-e-exam, ayan, no? Marami pa yan. Grade management, meron din yan. Okay? So, linalagay lang natin dito yung mga core functionalities natin. Next, the technology stack. We have here the project will utilize Python. Kung gagamit po tayo ng Python, i-specify mo lang dito yung mga technologies na gagamitin ninyo. You were using Python, the Django, Postgres SQL, and so on and so forth. So, ilagay mo lang dyan kung XML, gumamit ka ng Laravel, gumamit ka ng React Native, ilagay mo dyan. Or gagamit ka, no, ng mga to, Firebase, lagay lang natin dyan. No? In a form of sentence, no, ilalagay natin, the project will utilize. Ganon. The project is designed. Ganon, ano? Ilalagay natin ng mga yan. Next naman is yung limitation. So, bakit ba ito importante? Acknowledging limitation demonstrate a realistic understanding of the project challenges and help the team to proactively address potential issues. So, ang gusto lang kasi naman natin dito, kaya merong limitation is, of course, hindi naman natin lahat control. Somehow, behind this, meron tayong tinatawag na it will help us to be ready o maging proactive, sabi nga nila. Kahit wala pa, iniisip mo na kung ano ang mga dapat mong gagawin so that kapag nangyari na, may alam ka na kung ano ang dapat mong gawin. Diba? So, ganun lang siya. So, paano ba natin to ginagawa? So, dito, dahil ito ay mga limitations na pwede nating ma-encounter during yung pag-conduct natin ng research, ano ba yung mga potential risk? No? Yung mga risk na pwede nating ma-encounter. Okay? What could go wrong during the project? Ano ba yung mga pwedeng magkaroon ng problem? For example na lang, nag-IoT kayo and hindi nyo pala alam yung mga devices or kaya naman yung mga device na available ay wala dito sa Pilipinas. Nasa ibang bansa pa sila at kailangan nyo silang. So, yun yung mga potential risk, no? Kailangan at early as your title proposal, you are searching na kung nag-IoT kayo ng mga device, no? Ngayon nga may Shopee na, no? May Lazada. You can use that to check yung mga devices, kung available ba sila, ilang araw, yung mga ganon. Okay? What else? Evaluate available resources. So, there are any limitation in terms of time Okay? So, remember, meron lang kayong 2 semester na para sa inyong capstone 1 and 2, no? Ngayong capstone 1, 1 sem, and then second semester sa capstone 2 nyo. Okay, so may time frame kayo na sinusunod. Hindi siya parang hanggat gusto mo ano yan. So you need to evaluate that. Okay, yung budget ninyo, of course, dahil student kayo, I always say na as early as now, nagpapatak-patak na kayo, no? I mean, yung nag-iipon na kayo as a team, parang every week, naguhulog kayo ng 20 pesos. Nakakaipon kayo as a team, pinambibili ninyo yan ng mga kakailanganin ninyo sa capstone ninyo. Okay? Mga personnel, ito ay, dahil kayo ay fixed na sa student kayo, you can consider siguro in our context dahil student kayo, yung mga sa lokal ninyo, no? Sino ba yung key personnel na kailangan ninyong kausapin, no? Willing ba sila na mag-allot ng time para malaman ninyo or matanungan sila ano ba yung current process nila sa kanilang opisina, sa kanilang organization. Okay? What else? Anticipate technical challenges. So, what potential problem could arise from the chosen technology stack or integration? So, ano ba yung mga potential na magiging problem dito? For example, gumamit ka ng Laravel. Laravel is not multi-platform. Kailangan mo palang inaral nung una pa lang is yung React.js, no? React Native, pwede siya sa web, pwede siya sa mobile, something like that. You need to anticipate that mga technologies, mga platforms, frameworks na kailangan ninyo. Okay? Yan. So, example na tayo, no, ng scope and limitation of the study. For the scope, so dito, the system will develop as a web and mobile-based application. So, stating this scope, you will see here that ang scope lang ng pagde-develop nila ng system is for web and mobile-based. Pag sinabing mobile-based, it covers, no, yung iOS and Android, ano, OS, mobile-based application. So, now, kina-clarify natin dito na pwede siya sa Apple, pwede siya sa Android. It will allow business to track inventory levels in real time. So, katulad ng kanina. The system will support multi-user access with different roles. So, i-identify mo ano yung mga roles na nandyan. And then lastly, data storage and backup will be handled via cloud-based solution. No? So, gagamit tayo ng cloud-based na storage like Firebase na online, no, na ina-access, na store yung mga data natin. For the limitation, ito siya. The system will be tested only on small to medium-sized businesses. So, of course, hindi naman natin lahat i-cover lahat ng businesses. So, all will be tested only, sabi natin dito, on small to medium, no? Small to medium. Depende dito. So, meron tayong boundaries doon sa pagtetest natin ng system ay para sa small businesses to medium businesses lang only. It will support multi-location warehouse tracking in the initial phase. So, sa initial phase, ibig sabihin, itong gagawin ng mga proponents, ng mga researcher. Initial to na phase, ibig sabihin, ito yung una. No? So, pero dito, sa unang phase natin, ito muna yung focus niya. No? Will not support multi-location warehouse tracking sa initial phase. Because ang focus natin, ano yung focus kasi natin? Yung sa local muna, di ba? Yung pag-monitor muna ng low stocks level natin. Next, barcode scanning will require compatible hardware for optimal performance. So, yan. So of course, when you use barcode scanning, you need to identify ano ba yung mga available na device na sasakto dito or uh, kayang i-handle ang mga barcode scanning na to. No, hindi lahat ng mga PC natin can handle this. Sometimes it requires yung mga specification, no, na kailangan. Then internet connectivity is required for real-time updates. Of course, no, ini-indicate din natin dito as limitation, hindi natin sakop kapag yung internet nila mabagal o kaya wala silang internet. Of course, we need to put that, no. Lastly, the software quality evaluation will be based only on ISO IEC 25. So as you can see here, we highlight that we are only using this one, yung ISO 25010 to gauge, to quantify, to evaluate yung software develop, yung na-develop natin na system. Okay? I will show you naman yung isa sa mga rini-require sa atin during our title defense is yung tinatawag nating work plan. So, sample of work plan ay katulad nito. It's a simple diagram, no, that specify, no, meron tayong basic shape dito na makikita. As you can see here, we have this arrow at yung arrow, yung flow niya papunta dito. So the Arduino or yung hardware natin will save the data on the internet in Firebase, no? So sa cloud and server services, that's the Firebase. And the data we store here will be downloaded from our application. Okay? Ano yung application natin? Ano yung gagamitin natin? So we are using Android Studio here, yung Kotlin, and then the mobile application. As you can see, no, ito ay Android lang. Meron kasi siyang Arduino. So, and then Android. Okay, so sample work plan natin to. What else? We have also here AR exit plan. As you can see here. So we have they utilize, no, yung Google Maps API, location API, since this is a ito siya, no, magkakaroon tayo ng mapa. Okay, as you can see here, you can save this sa Firebase, and then yung Unity, ito yung game engine natin na ginamit, or yung ginamit natin to create yung application natin, and then yung mobile application. Okay, sample din, ito pa yung isang sample. So we have here yung sa Fixit Finder. Ayan, so we have here yung front end natin. We use Android Studio. We are integrate yung API natin for the maps, and then database natin yung Firebase, and then mobile application. So yun yung simple na natin. And then yung user interface, no? Okay, so this the previous advice I have, no? Ito yung title ng kanilang study. So gagamitin ko siya as the example. So let's go to the objectives nila of the study. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the general objectives na meron sila. So was to develop, by the way, naka-past tense na siya because it is tapos na, no? So was to develop a mobile application called Fixit Finder, a community Fixit Finder application for the province of Pampanga. So this application aim to connect homeowners. In-specify nila dito yung ano yung gagawin nila in a general sense, and primary use ng gagawin nila, which is to connect homeowners and maintenance worker. And then they also include here in the general objectives is they want to develop, no, the study, evaluate, they develop application using ISO IEC 25. So, yun yung ginamit nila to evaluate yung system. And then for the specific objectives, as you can see here, to create a mobile application that refers to the home maintenance workers based on job description, location, and number rating. So, this included dun sa gagawin nila na application pagdating kay home maintenance worker. No? We have also here to create web application as the admin side. No? So, they have the admin side of Fixit Finder. Ito yung mga nagbe-verify ng mga accounts. So, you cannot register, kailangan i-validate after mong ma-register, kailangan i-validate muna yung mga in-upload mo na valid IDs. Ayan, kasi nga ito ay application, no, na mayroong transaction sa mga ibang tao na kung saan it involves money. So, parang GCash lang din that whenever you register, naghihintay ka pa ng 3 araw para ma-verify yung account mo. And meron ka ding mga valid IDs na ina-upload. Yan. And then, yung last na linagay lang nila dito, to evaluate the Fixit Finder in accordance with ISO IEC. So, yun, no? Nakita natin dito. Okay, so I think that's all for the objectives of the study and scope and limitation. And also, we included na, no, yung work plan natin kanina. So, thank you for listening, and see you on the next video.